Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. I'm Linda Murray, 8 times Ms. Olympia. And joining me, Camille Perriat, IFBB, Bikini Pro, and IFBB and NPC Judge. Guys, it is a woo! OMG.
Literally, they are walking off the stage, and we're gonna start with Open because that's what everybody wants to talk about right now. There's a lot of that was crazy.
That was crazy. So let's start with Open, and let's just go and look at
Derek and Samson.
Yep, Derek and Samson, and let's talk about go right into the placings. Why don't you?
So Samson came in way better tonight. He came in sharper. He looked amazing. And they really battled it out during the finals. Posing, everything. It was close. I honestly thought that Samson was going to take it. Yesterday for sure I thought Derek had it, and then I saw Samson came out, and I was like, okay, he definitely he's like, all right, I got to tighten up, and he did. He came in way sharper, and he didn't. Last night he was kind of fading as they posed for a long time, and he really kept it all together. And this was close. This was really close, but Derek just looked so consistent throughout. What do you think? Why?
Yeah. Well, for me, I thought that Samson had it tonight. He has, first of all, he's Mr. Olympia. He brought it. He's big. Look at the two of them right there side by side.
I mean,
he brought the conditioning. He has an amazing structure. And where I see with Derek, like we talked about yesterday, Derek, he's known for his conditioning, right? And when he turns to the rear and you look at those glutes, you go, OMG.
Yeah, that was honestly the only thing I could really find that even today that allowed Derek to stand above Samson was his glutes. They just were so chiseled. And Samson's kind of you didn't see that sharp line, but it was a close battle.
Yeah, very close battle. So guys, you can see here. Let's go. Let me get my so you see here in first place, Derek Lunsford. Second, Samson Dauda. In third place, Andrew Jack. Fourth place, Brandon Curry. Fifth, William Bonac. And sixth, Amiee Williams.
Yeah. And there was definitely some, we saw this with Open, and I think men's physique, there was a little bit of rejudging in the finals. Well, for sure in the Open, that's pretty common. And we saw some competitors move up in placing from yesterday.
Yeah. So here's Derek in his presentation, and just we're waiting for the others to join us. They may not join us. Possibly Tarek El-Gindi and Chris Cremier, possibly Sean Ray, but we got it, right, Camille?
Yep, we do.
Yeah, look at that. Look at his back development. Look at that little small waist. Look at the conditioning in his rear end. Oh.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you know, I know Hani has coached Derek in the past, but Hani has stepped away from coaching. Who was helping Derek into the show? Do you know if it was Hani still, or did Derek have another coach from Olympia to the Arnolds? Do you know?
I do feel like Derek possibly did, that he does. I can't confirm that. But it seems like I remember the conversation with he and Tarek in regards to coaching. And, I know that when he placed second at the Olympia, he said, hey, I'm coming back.
Chris Aceto, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Chris Aceto. Somebody joined in and told us Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Well, he looked amazing. He
did definitely looked amazing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Chris Aceto. So he's working with Chris Aceto, huh? All right. So a lot of like major upset then, right? Like no, not a major upset.
Well, but you got two champions battling it out. So Derek just took it back. So that was it was a repeat of the Olympia. Derek took back his crown, which is why I asked yesterday, is there risk?
I'm going to remind y'all who I am. And he's doing
Let me go to here's Samson.
Quads are full.
Definitely tighter.
Yes.
And the commentator said that Samson came in tighter. You said that.
Oh, it was obvious. Yeah, he looked amazing.
But this thing ain't over yet.
That's right.
Yeah, see, when I look at him, just that tiny waist, that amazing, just the muscle that he carries. It's really hard for someone his size. I've only seen a few where they bring where their glutes come in and they can get as tight as we see with Derek Lunsford.
And when he pounded his chest, you see how thick his chest was? Oh my God.
Yeah, and he had a lot of energy tonight too.
And the one thing I'm going to say again, we talked about this, that when you are the champion, the Olympia champion, and you step on that stage, it's incredible the conditioning that both of them brought. The fact that they had to compete back to back like that, just really super impressive.
Yeah, so now they have 6 months to go back to Olympia. That's a hard thing to do.
Hard thing to do. So let's see. Let's talk about Bikini. And guys, we're gonna come back to
Open when we have the guys.
Yes, we will come back to Open when we have the guys here. They should be here joining us. We definitely will come back.
Okay, so Bikini, wow. Okay, these three women, I had a strong argument for how each of them could have won first place.
Okay, yes, let's hear it.
Well, we'll start with the winner, Vania, and she looked amazing. You and I were texting, and Vania, it's interesting because Ashlyn and Amiee have very similar physiques, and Vania was kind of like the outlier. And you said it when you were texting me that she just, her quads, her structure, it just really kind of fits the Bikini criteria. And her glutes are insane.
Yes, I can't even believe it that because I've always loved Vania. And I just feel like she just fits that criteria.
She does.
Of what you're saying. And you said something to me. She has a petite frame, right? In comparison, because if you look at the glutes and the structure on Amiee and Ashlyn, she's really tiny.
Yeah, very, very tiny. And Sid was talking about it. And before, when they announced her, she's the first African-American woman to win this title at the Arnold Classic. And most other divisions, this is Bikini's like Bikini and wellness. Yes. For the women's divisions, this is an African woman has not taken this first place title. So this is a big, big moment. I know this has been a goal for many women to accomplish, and Vania did it tonight, which is amazing.
Yes.
But like I said, I had a strong argument how each woman could have won.
Yes.
So Vania won. She looks amazing. I personally thought Amiee brought it tonight compared to Olympia. She really turned it up, and she was not messing around. I thought there was a really strong chance Amiee could have taken it, and she brought a lot of strong suits.
Yeah.
And Ashlyn did too. Ashlyn all three women were on point. It really comes down to, okay, who do we want to, what do we want the Bikini to look like tonight?
Yes.
That was well deserved.
Yeah. And when I look at them in this pose here, this is where I'm looking at the glutes, and I feel like She has the cutest little rear end, a little bubbly butt, and her tie-ins seem to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
Love both Ashlyn and Amiee, but you're looking at different bodies. When you look at Vania and you look and compare Amiee and the way their glutes go down, like you can see that on Amiee, she has her structure is different. Her glutes are a little bit longer. Would you say that?
Yeah. So her tie-in, she has longer glutes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And would you say that Ashlyn is more in alignment with Vania? Maybe because she's tinier?
Well, I think all three women actually have longer tie-in insertions than
I see.
And like for example, Laura Lee Chapados, our current Miss Bikini Olympia, she has shorter ones.
Okay.
But I think in my opinion, all three women have longer.
I see. Okay.
But, I agree. Vania, but I think for Vania, so for Bikini, you have to be careful when you have quads, especially from the back pose, when they start to flare out a little bit, they can start to kind of overpower the glutes. And both Ashlyn and Amiee are on the more muscular side. Vania has very slender legs with very full glutes. I mean, her glutes are insane. I thought her glutes were like the best up there.
Yes, yes, her glutes, the best. And you're pointing out, because I made that point because I'm learning and understanding with Bikini and what I'm looking at. And what I see on Vania, her thighs she has more slender thighs.
Yeah.
And we know that Amiee, I think Amiee said she always has to really work for her thighs, because her thighs will grow. Didn't she say something like that?
Yeah, she's definitely on the more muscular side. So she's had to work to really pull that down. Now I'm going to bring in another athlete into this comparison here, because I think a lot of people thought that this woman was going to be potentially winning the Arnolds, or at least battling it out with Amiee. And that is Jasmine Gonzalez. So Jasmine Gonzalez placed third place at the Olympia. She placed the highest at the Olympia of all of these women, and she placed sixth place, which was a lot of surprise for a lot of people. Yeah. But it was interesting because when Jasmine came out, and Jasmine has an amazing structure and physique, like all these women do. But when she was standing next to Amiee Delgado, I think here it is, when they first came out for their initial comparisons, Jasmine's quads looked bigger than Amie's, and Amie's known for having larger legs. Okay. And I think that's potentially what may have hurt Jasmine. I'm just curious. You know, we're not at the judges' table, so you don't know what the conversations are or what they're seeing. You and I were watching it live stream, but Jasmine was the highest placing athlete at the Olympia, and she placed sixth here. So there was a lot of changes that had happened at that time being.
Yes. And Jasmine won my show, the Atlanta Pro. And that's how she qualified to compete at the 24 Olympia. Yeah, a lot of people, she placed third in the world. I was really proud of that. And so the big buzz, people were talking about Jasmine. I think that's what we did the last time when we had when we talked about the upcoming Bikini International. We talked about Vania, Amiee Delgado, and Jasmine.
Yeah, those were the top three that we all assumed. So something happened. She may have put on maybe just a little bit too much muscle, but she looked definitely on the leaner side this morning. I also noticed a lot of these women came back a little bit, I wouldn't say soft, but they weren't as hard this morning. A lot of times in the finals, that's the opposite. You can kind of come in harder in the evening. But Jasmine was definitely harder this morning. She came back tonight a little bit softer, maybe to kind of tone down some of the separation. But I'm curious about, what was seen right there at the judges' table.
Yeah. So first place, Vania Auguste, and we will learn how to pronounce that and get that last name pronounced correctly. Amiee Delgado.
Yes.
Auguste? Augusta, and Amiee Delgado second, Ashlyn Little third,
Maria Costa fourth, and
Mhm.
Maria looked amazing this morning at prejudging. I thought compared to how she's looked at other shows, I thought maybe her tie-ins were not as sharp. And so we saw that with some of the athletes that were placed a little bit after that, some of the tie-ins were a little softer. And then as you kind of go down the line, some of the athletes were maybe a little bit too much on the hard side. But Maria looks amazing. She is a fast rising athlete. She's making a mark very, very quickly. And she has a similar body to Amiee and Ashlyn. They're shorter and they can hold a lot of muscle. So as it's interesting in the bikini world because this is the first big show that we've had since they've introduced the new fit model division. So, what will it do with this division? It's unknown still. But so that was fourth place, Maria. Let me go back to my notes. Fifth place, Ariana Brothers. Ariana Brothers looked really, really great as well. She definitely came on the fuller side tonight. And then we had sixth place, Jasmine Gonzalez that we just talked about.
Yes. And so what do you see here? We know that Angelica, Ms. Olympia.
How amazing was that? How amazing was that? The whole
wasn't that gorgeous? That was awesome.
The speech, the recognition, but after her posing routine, when she took off her heels and held them up, that was so cute.
Yes, I love it. I love it. That's so great. She's a mother of two, correct? Mother of two, and she's 2 times Miss Olympia, 2 times Arnold Miss International Bikini.
2017 and 2018.
What an excellent role model, representative for all the ladies.
Yeah, she's such a sweet person, and she's been amazing for this division and the whole entire league.
Yes.
So
great ambassador.
Angelica, her hashtag was last dance, and way to go out with a bang.
Yes.
Yeah, and then here we have
Tamika Carter.
Yeah, and Tamika looked amazing. Tamika has she doesn't have as much muscle as like the Amiee Delgado was in the Ashlyn Littles, and she would probably fit more into a Vania just because she has more slender legs, but she definitely has, she has a little bit more definition than Vania. If you also notice that Vania, she wasn't like shredded. She had soft, she had like perfect conditioning. It was soft lines. And then Jordan. So Jordan was on our show a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And I think Jordan definitely accomplished her goals. She said since Olympia, she wanted to balance out her conditioning in the backside. And I noticed that it was definitely more in alignment. So she looked great, but she's that type of athlete that just comes in hard.
Yeah.
And that can be a battle, especially in bikini to really hit that perfect conditioning. It can be really, really hard.
Yep. Well, she looked great. And then our newbie, that's not Maria Costa right there. That is Anastasia.
Yeah. So this was her Arnold's debut, and she's
in her pro debut too, I believe, because she won the Arnold amateur.
Wow. Yeah, when you hear those stories, you're like, okay, welcome to the pro league.
Right. Isn't that amazing? She's on stage with how many Miss Olympia? Well, with right there with Angelica Teixeira, and she competes against Amiee Delgado and Vania.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Heavy with some heavy hitters.
Yeah. So that was exciting. That was a big night. That was a lot of fun. Somebody's asking about wellness. We're not covering wellness. We covered it yesterday, so you can go back to yesterday's show and watch our wellness recap.
Yes. I know. Well, tonight was definitely so. Congratulations to Vania.
Yeah.
Auguste. for winning, and to Amiee Delgado, you brought it, and Ashlyn Little, you brought it as well. Let's see, I want to go into, let's go into wheelchair. How about that?
Yeah. Rajesh Jha.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is, and he won last year's Arnold Classic as well.
Yes. So in first place was Rajesh John, and they said he's from India. So this is his second year winning. And this is amazing because he beats, I think the big, OMG, is that Harold Kelly places fifth. And he is a 6 times Mr. Olympia. He's our current Mr. Olympia champion. He placed fifth. James Berger, second. Third, Gabrielle Andruli. And fourth place, Kevin Supandino. And fifth, Harold Kelly. And sixth, Bradley Betts.
Yeah, and these competitors are just absolutely incredible. What they overcome, what they do, and their the way they train, it's impressive.
Yeah. And you have to know each person, their condition is different. Right. Scott has done an amazing job with our wheelchair division. And I mean, you look at the back development here on these athletes.
It's incredible.
And what's impressive also, when they do abdominals, I'm like, wow. Let's see here.
Yeah, so I think Rajesh is on the very far. Yeah, now he's getting moved.
Yes, now he's moving. And when I saw them do this, I thought, wow, they moved Harold Kelly to the far right.
2 and 6 switch, please.
And when I think of the winner, like his physique, it reminds me of, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Harold placed fifth. But this guy was really conditioned. Rajesh brought it. Beautiful physique. Reminds me of men's physique, but they're doing they're bodybuilders. So
yeah, I would agree with you.
Side chest.
Yeah, fifth place does seem like, but it's hard to tell when you're not there in front.
Correct.
And in this division, this would also be very. We had Scott on our show in the past, and we're talking about the wheelchair division because he's he basically is the ambassador.
You're right. He definitely is. Yeah, and if you look at Mr. Olympia, Harold King Kong Kelly to the far right, look at his size. He's definitely the largest on stage. I mean, so again, we were not there in person, so it does make a huge difference. But I do know that the winners seem to appear to be the leanest and most balanced.
Yeah.
Okie
but
dokie.
Gosh, they all look really balanced.
They look really great. Yeah. And actually, I have that the female wheelchair competitor, even though she didn't compete because there's she's the only one, but they did acknowledge her. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So let's go to
men's
physique.
Yeah, that was I had a feeling that Ali was going to win it. He looked just incredible. Oh my gosh.
And
this
was the first call out.
Yeah, I feel like this morning it was definitely between Diogo and Ali. And I think Aaron came back better tonight. And I think there might have been a little bit of rejudging in the finals tonight.
Okay.
Because this morning it was Diojo and Ali rocking the center the whole time.
That's right. That's right. So you feel like they did make a switch, a change up at night. They made an adjustment.
I mean, Aaron came in better tonight. He did.
Yes.
But this morning, he was looking like he was maybe in the third or fourth place spot. But Ali was just like
just amazing.
Incredible. Yeah.
Incredible.
And he has kind of like that like Ken doll look. His hair, that like swoosh.
Yes. Let's see if I can get freeze in this position here so we can look. Okay, right here.
Gentlemen, face the curtain.
Yeah, Diojo looked amazing this morning too. I think just he wasn't as wide in Ali just has a wider, more density in his back. And also I think Ali has just fuller legs as well. And that's kind of what's starting to hurt Aaron a little bit in his
Did you hear Arnold tonight talk about the shorts and the thighs? First he has me cracking up because he was like, oh, I'm a promoter, I can't pick a winner, et cetera, et cetera. Then one guy comes out and then he says something about I would work on my calves. That guy. And he does make a great point because, I mean, you want balance. You want balance, right?
Now, I don't believe the judges are judging the calves in the men's physique, but you want the shorts to kind of fill out and show that there's some fullness there.
Yeah.
So a lot of men that have been in men's physique, they, a lot of them actually have pretty small legs, so they're having to, kind of maybe build a little bit more of that. But Ali just has a really balanced, all together, well put together package.
Yeah. So there's Aaron to the far left, and he won the Mr. Olympia men's physique, I think, in 2019. And I think the thing with men's physique,
he won it 2 times, I believe.
He won it 2 times?
I thought so.
2 times. Wow. Yeah. He just, because the men's physique division, they want to maintain a certain look. And Aaron, he looks like an athlete. Like these guys, that's the key, right? When you see it, when they're seen on the street, people usually walk up to him. And Aaron said this to me. They'll say, are you a professional athlete? They don't usually, if they say, are you a bodybuilder? Then that's kind of.
Yeah. Well, in Aaron's case, I mean, this isn't his first sport that he's been professional in. He's also, was he football or basketball?
I'm not sure. I would say football.
Okay.
I'm going to say football.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a very athletic person. So now he's kind of now he's mastered and conquered bodybuilding. But yeah, so he came back really great tonight. I think he was probably in the 3rd or 4th based on this morning, and he looked like he definitely improved his place.
He improved, yeah. Beautiful little tiny waist. Look at his tiny waist all across the board. All 4 of these men with tiny waists. Great rhomboid back development. That's what the judges are looking for.
Yeah.
So, kudos to the athletes in men's physique, and I guess no real shakeup there. Maybe the shakeup is that Aaron beat Diago. Did Diago place higher than him, or is this Aaron's? I'm not sure. I don't know his story as far as his competitive history at the Arnold.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I do not know that. So then let's go to.
Well, let's go with so we had Ali first, Aaron Banks second, Diojo third, Emmanuel came in 4th, Alessandro came in 5th, and Jason came in 6th, who's not in this
shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations, guys. Let's see. Who do we want to cover next?
Well, you guys want to talk about in the live stream? We're waiting for some guests. We're waiting for our co-host to come on. So what did you guys think about tonight? So going into this next Olympia, Linda, if you were, say, Samson Dauda, or if you were Isa Pereira Nunez, or
Awesome.
Okay, let me turn that down right here and pull up the. So ask that again.
Okay, so say we got Samson here. So you're Samson Dauda. What do you do going into the Olympia? So now it's definitely a battle back to back. Derek and Samson are kind of passing this back and forth now. Like, what do you do? Because we had a couple champions that that lost that spot.
Yeah. Well, I think for one, I mean, without question, his size, his beautiful structure and lines, small waist, the fact that he proved that he could win the Olympia and step on the Arnold stage and go toe to toe with someone as far as on the conditioning with Derek, he was right there.
Yeah.
Like I had him as the winner, but he didn't win. Okay, but I'm going to say that it's just time to take a break.
Yeah.
Relax and go into. Don't get swayed by money and all these other things, and prepare for the Olympia. Do a lot of appearances, Pittsburgh and New York, and be a great ambassador as he is. He's never heard anything negative that comes out of his mouth, but it's time for him to get some rest, because honestly, like, he has everything to be a Olympia champion consecutive.
Right. It's just can your body be well rested enough and allow your body to go into a fresh new prep? So you're the perfect person to ask about this. How long would you like for you when you competed? How long would you allow yourself to have an off season and go back into prep? And how long was your prep? And how long do you think these guys are needing to begin the prep for the Olympia? How much time?
Well, I think
a short window.
Yeah, I think this is great because today is like March 1. So you have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. I mean,
3-month break.
Yeah, just take a break. Go to shows. Be an ambassador. Continue to train. His wife, they do a great job together. Shut down the noise. And Derek Lunsford proved that you can lose, and it makes you even more focused, more driven.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another interesting angle. Hottie's at home watching this. And he's having all the time to rest and, take his time. That's another factor that we're not really talking about, because
you're right on. That's
it out, but there's another outlier there.
Yeah, you're right on point with that. You're so on point with that. And then here's Derek. I think with Derek, I mean, of course, it's just awesome. I mean, he's proven. I mean, he's on so many levels. I mean, when he moved from 212, the 212 Olympia champion, and then moved into Open, did such an amazing job on his debut in the Open. And then that next year, he wins the Olympia. He's got it together. He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
It is pretty amazing to when you think about his whole story, going from 212 to the Open, and he's still just it's impressive, and he looked incredible. And
looked incredible.
His glutes were just Like he was just sharp everywhere, both days. And I think that's probably what really allowed him to lock it in.
Yeah, somebody said what Arnold definitely shook things up to kick off. Let's see, so I can see that. Can you read that?
2025 season. Yes, 2 champions lost, both to people that placed third at the Olympia. Yeah, there was a lot of shakeups.
A lot of shakeups. If somebody said, damn, the champ is lost. I know, man. Woody, I thought the same thing. Because my first thought was, I am so glad I don't do this anymore. It's a lot of pressure, right?
A lot of stress. Yeah, it's a lot of stress. Yeah, you have it's exciting all the way up through your prep because you have this vision, and then it kind of just like
Yeah. And let's see, I have some Andrew Jack.
Years ago, back in
Let's talk about this because this was interesting.
Well, so he was doing a whole Cedric tribute. This whole
he was doing a what?
Cedric.
He did a tribute to Cedric.
Yeah, because didn't like Cedric pose with like not with a blindfold or not like not seen, and he did a lot of his moves. I thought it was kind of like a tribute.
Okay, well then that's really good because the first thing
I'm not sure about the mask,
seen a prop like this since
yeah, because you know what I thought? I wasn't sure. I didn't know we could use props.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Chris and I were talking. We're like, I wonder if he got docked for the mask, because you can't, right?
You can't. No. I mean, they stopped that when I was competing.
Yeah. So
when you're guest posing, you can do this.
Oh, I wasn't saying Andrew. I wasn't comparing them together, but I thought Andrew was kind of doing like a tribute to the style of Cedric's posing. That's what I was meaning.
I see.
Yeah. I wasn't saying like he was, but I seemed like some of his moves, he was kind of like doing a tribute to him. That's what I thought.
Okay. So Andrew Jack placed third, and I'm going to say that he's in that same category with Samson. Amazing. He has the size. He brings the conditioning, but he doesn't get as conditioned as we see in Samson Dauda yet. I have not seen that. I'm sure he has brought it to the stage. What did you think?
I thought he looked phenomenal. I just thought he wasn't as full. I think if he came in fuller, he probably could have actually probably done pretty darn good. But I mean, he has an amazing structure. I think
Look at that.
He just needs to come in, I think, fuller.
Okay.
Especially next to like Samson. Like Samson is just so full and has so much muscle. Like Samson's quads are just insane. There's so much there. That was the only thing I could say. But
Yep, it's tough coming in tight. I mean, Derek definitely upped the game. Let's look at so Andrew placed third, and in fourth,
usually go from the waistline down.
Brandon Curry, Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
He was in amazing shape. He brought it.
He really did. And I think, even though he
Now, Phil, do you think he looks as sharp as he did last night?
Even though he placed fourth, I think this was probably a pretty great placing. He's probably very happy with that.
Yes. And I don't know, it's funny that people, sometimes they'll count him out. They'll do all the analysis. Lately, they talk about Samson, they talk about Andrew Jack, Derek Lunsford. And I'm always like, okay, Brandon Curry's Mr. Olympia, amazing upper body. He never count him out. He always comes in shape. So, I mean, if I'm somebody in this lineup, I would definitely, it's hard to hard to get in that top 5. I know we interviewed, I think, Carlos Jr., Carlos Thomas Jr. We did an interview with him, and
a few weeks ago.
Yes. And we were predicting, because he has an amazing structure, right? He has all that muscle, amazing quadricep development, little tiny waist. But it's going to take some time, a little time for him to learn how to bring it in. So in 5th place, we have William Bonac. William.
Do you have everyone already like in queue to pull up?
Yeah, kind of like I don't.
For all those watching, we're doing this on the fly live. We don't have someone preparing commentary for us.
No.
Linda is literally pulling things up. So good job, Linda.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Normally Wendy's here with all of the doing all of the back end work. So
but William Bonac, I think he moved up a little bit in finals as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
He placed 5th. It looked like he may have, from where he was at yesterday, it looked like he may have bumped up a little bit. And then 6th place, Akeem Williams.
Okay. Yes. Well,
and
guys.
Then the pot was 500,000, and then on top of that, the best poser and most muscular. So, best poser went to Derek. Most muscular went to Samson. That was an additional 10 grand. So they got some money. So
they did.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to wrap this up, because I think we got the job done.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. And that was a fun Arnold's. I love watching these. It's cute. My daughter, she's 15, and we're watching these bodybuilding shows, and her friends come over, and it was cute. Yesterday she was watching, I think she was watching, it was Derek, and she was she's like, the muscle on his leg, it looks like a teardrop. I'm like, that's what we call it.
That's it. She's right on point.
Yeah.
Well, great night, guys. As we said, congratulations. Upset. Derek Lunsford takes it. Samson Dauda in 2nd place. Andrew Jack 3rd. And Brandon Curry 4th. William Bonac 5th. And 6th, Akeem Williams.
And you know what this means? This Olympia is going to be so exciting. And not just this division, but in all the divisions. So
yes,
it's gonna be awesome.
All right. Well, thanks guys for joining us. We enjoyed watching. It's been a very long day, and our team on the ground, I'm sure they are out, I don't know, partying or doing something.
Clips for later.
All right. And that's from Linda Murray and Camille Perriot. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye.
I think we're still